Ago. Wait. Amen. Ago. Wait. Amen.
Welcome to the refurbished program. I know I said that the last time, but if you're not vigilant to pick that up, you probably are as vigilant to notice that I'm not sitting in a chroma key studio somewhere in Manhattan or anything like that. I'm sitting in my study at home, and yes, it's all gonna happen from here. Welcome to GhMixMixx. Let me take time to tell you what to expect on the show. This show is mix and mix. Expect politics, plenty of it. Alright? Expect debate, expect a respectful exchange of ideas, expect revolutionary thinking, expect your status quo to be challenged, expect to be outraged by some of the things that you hear and see. Feel free to call me NDC if it serves your purpose. Feel free to call me NPP if it works for you. Because guess what? I'm all and none. I am for Ghana and for Africa. And that's why we do this. So, yes, expect politics. And because it's mix, also expect entertainment, sports, everything that makes Ghana tick. And that is worth talking about. We will be talking about here on the show GhMixMixx. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. Before we go on though, I'll crave your indulgence to watch this video. Watch. If you have not seen this video already, I'm sure you go like, wow. But a lot of us have seen this video already and actually know about stuff like this. I mean, you could not get my uncle Kokum in my village to ever eat an apple. You cannot trick him to eat one. But when these things move from things like apples and start getting into the mainstream with the foods that we eat, with our cassava, with the plantain, with the cocoyam and the rice and the contomere and stuff like that, then you're putting Kokum in a really difficult spot. There's not enough time on this program to talk about the dangers or benefits, if any, of GM foods. But as we speak, the Parliament of Ghana is about to pass a bill called the Plant Breeders Bill. This bill, according to some group of concerned Ghanaians, will open the floodgates for GM companies to use Ghana purely as a guinea pig and pour down GM foods into Ghana, tampering with the original species of all the varieties of food that we have.
We are presently fighting a battle with the biotech companies, the United States government, and some of the strong supporters of GMO. Being here in Ghana and understanding that there is a very wide range of plant species here in Ghana which the GMO movement is trying to patent and to take control over so that they can have us in some kind of slavery. We are presently at the stage here in Ghana where we have taken the government to court.
We have all the different groups of people, including the Vegetarian and Vegan Association of Ghana, the Food Sovereignty Ghana, the Rastafari community in Ghana, and the farmers associations. Lots of groups rising up to say, wait, can we take a closer look at this GM phenomenon before we embrace it?
Has the agricultural scientists, have they done enough research? Are they convinced about this? I will plead with the government and the parliamentarians, what have you, to put a stop to that.
So with the GMO, it's not good because you cannot keep it for the next generation.
But Parliament, and I'm not talking NDC or NPP, Parliament in general is in such a haste to pass this bill. What the benefits are, do they even know? Do they? Somehow, government listened. the Speaker of Parliament said, go back and look at the bill properly before you bring it back for consideration. Now, the Vice Chairman of the, let me look at this and give him his title properly. The Vice Chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, George Lowe, was quoted in the media as saying that we have consulted, we've already consulted whoever we need to consult, and if we're not consulted or if whatever, that's it, we have consulted. Well, he says it's not exactly like that. They did some consultations, and based on that, the Speaker asked them to go and reconsider the bill. Anyway, I had a discussion with him. Listen, what is your party's position on GM foods and protecting the common Ghanaian farmer?
I think that I cannot espouse a party's position because my party hasn't made it an official position. And I don't think that can come up for discussion thoroughly. I can speak for the government because the bill before Parliament is a government bill. And as a member of Parliament, my role is to ensure that the bill is passed in the interest of the people of Ghana. And I can assure you that both sides of the House, the minority and the majority, or July, the opposition and the government party, are acting them or have come to a consensus that the plant breeders bill would support local farmers and engender growth, and boost their welfare.
See, I'm here as a member of Parliament, and it's because of the work of Parliament, because of this bill, that I'm here. And I'm saying to you, this bill is about the intellectual property rights of Ghanaian scientists.
How do you say? We say the book of the need for 20 what?
All right. So this is how government bamboozles the people and befuddles us. Okay? You have different agencies dealing with different facets of the matter, and everyone is quick to cede the blame to some other department. He's just a lawmaker. He's not a scientist. He's not here to tell you how harmful or otherwise GM foods are. He's here to make the laws. Who then do we ask about whether or not GM foods are good for Ghana? And if you're just a lawmaker and you do not know, why are you in a rush to pass a bill about something that you have so little knowledge about? It beats my mind.
So we are eating genetically modified food already. Of course, already. So has anybody died, or you know whether there is any intensity of these cancers and all these weird diseases that they are talking about in Ghana and other West Africa, other places, or even in America itself, because they eat the same poultry.
Sure. Sagwa. Pasa. Sagwa.
Farmers are complaining about GM foods. People who eat the food, you and I, are complaining about it. The Ministry of Health, I understand, has said that we do not know enough about GM foods to endorse it. I hear that the Exporters Council are saying that the introduction of GM foods is going to affect our trade balance with other countries. But is anybody listening? All I see is both NDC and NPP fighting hard to pass a bill which they can hardly explain what really is the motive for introducing a bill. Now, the argument I hear floating around is that this bill is going to protect the copyright of plant breeders. Wait, who? Plant breeders, Ghanaian plant breeders? Thank you. We have Ghanaian plant breeders. Ghanaian scientists are marvelous. They've done stuff like improve the yield of corn and stuff like that, the obatampa and all of that, which have actually traveled outside of Ghana to other West African countries and even beyond. And maybe we do need to actually protect their copyright. But put in the picture, look at the bigger picture. Look at the potential for foreign companies to come into Ghana and operate under these laws. These laws that are here, and I'm here to check, that even the president cannot repeal. Even the parliament itself that sets it cannot repeal.
Clause 23. It is a plant breeder right
shall be independent of any measure taken by the Republic to regulate within Ghana the production, certification, and marketing of material or variety, or the importation or exportation of the material.
And that's what happens. They take us for granted. And that's why, before our bare eyes, we have the government and the opposition uniting in that rare alliance to pass a bill. God forbid that they do, but there's a great potential for that the plant breeders bill will be passed as is and will be something that Ghanaians will regret forever. On Jojo, we gave the platform to one single voice this edition, Yao Nkonim from the CPP.
The document whoever conjuring this agenda have realized that coming straight about the GMO was not fair and it's a fly. And therefore, they don't have any kind of agenda to bring this stand with the bill. But clearly, through the bill, some clauses which are definitely going to go against our people and our farming, both economically and health-wise.
Let's check out some responses we got on the issue on our social media. Strange that the party does not have a position on GM foods, but the party in government is sponsoring a bill to introduce GM foods and working so hard at it. Don't you find that kind of strange? Food is something that is a human right. Ghanaians have the basic human right to food. And the government has no right, neither has Parliament or any other body, has no right to sell that right away, so that it gets to a point where farmers have to go out and buy seed before they can feed the nation. Whereas now, we have depended on traditional methods of seed banking and production, and it is working fine. Ghana is not starving. Our problem is not food production. Our problem is post-production losses. We need to put laws in place. We need to put structures in place to preserve the food that we produce, rather than put all these laws in place that are going to be an albatross around our own necks. Enough said.
Anti-GMO activists, I've heard some of them on radio, and really I get very, very concerned and even begin to wonder what is the basis, because it's really propaganda. You know, it's not based on facts, and I think it's abuse of our qualification and our intellect to think that we will sit for some foreigner to come and write our laws. That's totally ridiculous.
We don't control our economy. We don't control the prices of our commodities, of our gold, of our cocoa. So can't we even control our food?